Hello, my correct and wonderful people. How on a day? Una welcome back to my channel. Greetings to you all, my wonderful and amazing fans. So, my lovely people, una see the Mamalawos then their plans has always been to remove Kabiyesi from that seat because they felt he is not, showing much attention or giving them attention as much as he is giving to Queen Naomi. So their jealousy and their hatred has eaten so deep that they are no longer against only Queen Naomi. Now they are going after Kabiyesi. Yes, my people, they are going after Kabiyesi now. It's no longer just about Queen Naomi. Now they are after that seat, he must leave the seat. My wonderful people, it is not a small something. No. My lovely and amazing people, Olori Ashley and her people, the Lafogidi elders, and Lafogidi ruling house, they are all in this together. Yes, they are all in this together. See, the enemies of Kabiyesi are not just the Mamalawos. If it is only them, I don't think Kabiyesi will even have any sleepless night. But you see, some of these elders are his biggest enemies. They said that kingmakers came to the palace. Yes. They came to the palace with intention that Kabiyesi has gone against the tradition and custom of Ile-Ife people. So he must vacate the seat. Kabiyesi was shocked and surprised when he heard this. He was like, how can this be? How did he went against the custom and tradition? Now, my lovely people, according to the kingmakers, they said that they have authentic information and evidence that Queen Naomi is back and living with him in the palace. That him, Kabiyesi, knows this cannot be because the final moon ritual has not been performed, that she cannot come back to the palace and be living with him. He knows that. So why is he going against the custom and tradition? Now him we talk say, you see this Mamalawos then, they have a different plans altogether. Yes. Now, according to the alleged information, Kabiyesi made the kingmakers to know that there is no such thing that Queen Naomi is not back permanently in the palace. Yes, she is just there with the triplet to spend few days, and she will be going back to Akure. She isn't back permanently to live with him. The kingmakers, as we heard, told Kabiyesi that even if that is the case, that she is not supposed to be in the palace for 2, 3, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks, that is not what is supposed to, that is not how it's supposed to be. Kabiyesi told the kingmakers that Queen Naomi never spend weeks in the palace, that she comes and goes. Well, the kingmakers told Kabiyesi that that was not what they were told. That they were told that Queen Naomi is now living permanently in the palace with him and her children, and which he knows that is against the custom and tradition. Kabiyesi told the kingmakers that no such thing. Queen Naomi is not permanently in the palace. She visits and goes back to Akure. Yes, he will not deny that she doesn't come. She comes to the palace and goes back to Akure. But for her living weeks and months in the palace, that it has not happened. That anybody telling them such is just being mischievous and want to, to cause problem for him. The kingmakers, as we heard, told Kabiyesi, but it is one of your wives that lives here in the palace with you that came to the kingmakers and presented this issue with evidence, because we all saw in the evidence she presented that Queen Naomi is in the palace with you. Well, Kabiyesi said yes. When she comes to the palace, she stays with him. Even if she comes in the morning and goes back in the evening, of course she stays with him. He is still her husband. But that doesn't mean that she stays for weeks nor months as whomever that told them made it look like. My wonderful people. Well, according to the alleged information, we heard that the kingmakers told Kabiyesi, see, well, if that is the case, then she has to go back to her people. She has to go back to her Akure according to the kingmakers, which is the right thing to do at this moment, because the kingmakers told Kabiyesi that if these issues continue to linger like this, that they will have no option than to take the ultimate decision. My wonderful people, it was not a small drama. Some persons were asking, who are kingmakers again? Well, according to the alleged information, we heard that kingmakers are the people that crowned Kabiyesi. They were the ones that wore him the crown on his head on the day he was coronated. So, my lovely people, as it is right now, Kabiyesi, as we heard, has heard everything. The particular Olori that went to meet the kingmakers, and no other person than whom is a person that has so much bitterness and hatred towards Queen Naomi. Yes, she feels that that position of Queen Naomi should be hers and no one else. Well, God of Mommy Tadenika will has said it again. That position, it is hers. No competition, but you keep trying and you continue to fail. When Kabiyesi got to know that it was Olori Ashley and the Lafogidi elders that did this, went to the kingmakers, narrated false issues, made things to look out of proportion, all in the name of they want to take over. Una see Lafogidi elders. I don't know why they want to unseat Kabiyesi by fire, by force. I don't know why they want to dethrone Kabiyesi Oba Adeyeye. I don't know what is their problem, honestly. Yes, what has Kabiyesi done to Lafogidi elders that they do not want him to have a moment of rest in that palace? They are always looking for ways, looking for means to dethrone Kabiyesi. My wonderful people, before I will continue, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to your time and location. If this is your first time of coming across our channel, please subscribe, turn your notification bell on so that anytime that we drop another hot and spicy aproko gist, you'll be the first person to be notified. Please do not forget that this information, this update and this gist is all alleged. So, as we heard, the kingmakers told Kabiyesi, yes, Queen Naomi has to leave. They gave between 3 to 4 days that she must leave palace. Yes, that is the procedure according to what was said. Allegedly, my people. So, as we heard, the Mamalawos then were already rejoicing when the kingmakers arrived palace, because they thought that it will be the end of Kabiyesi's reign, because they have already planned it all. They thought that once they come, they would dethrone Kabiyesi without hearing from his own side. But they were totally disappointed because they never expected this outcome. My people, make una drop una own contribution inside the comment section. Make una like and share our video. Please do not forget that this information, update and gist is all alleged. Yes, my people, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye, guys.